Some solar glare out there, Steve. So the sun is shining. T-Rex, let's go. Yeah, Carl said, nice pajamas. I do have 2 layers of pajamas on and my darn tough socks. And the Maine Coon. How about that fur? That'll keep you warm. It's a chilly one again today. Definitely more work getting ready to go out the door on these frigid mornings. But at least I don't have to tie the cat and the dog up because they can't go very far because of the 3-foot snow drifts. Triple hop, out, no spin. He's thinking, which way can I go? You can go out to the edge there, Rex. We finally get that path cleared. Same with you, Steve. 10 o'clock straight up here on Wednesday, January 28th, 14 degrees. And when I was on TV, I always said Wednesday was the day that you had to make the call for the weekend. So much riding on weekend forecasts, so many plans. And if there was a chance for a storm, I would on Monday and Tuesday say, for now, it looks like it's going to be okay. And then on Wednesday, would have to make the call for the weekend. And making the call right now, there is going to be a blizzard on Cape Cod on Sunday. Much easier said than done, but that is the call. And how far north and west that storm gets, that's a play-by-play. Meantime, let's go down and look at the Arctic tundra that is the Gulf of Weymouth as the snow continues. Well, the ice continues to build up. In some cases, there's still snow on the ice. Some cases, there's not. There's T-Rex. He's finding a way around to escape without his line, so we have to follow T-Rex through the drifts here and look at the temperatures this morning. Boston was at 14 degrees at 8 o'clock, and many areas inland, again, Orange, Massachusetts, decoupled last night, allowing it to get down to 15 degrees below zero. So pretty close to the same weather we've had, and it's going to get a little less cold today and a little more cold again tomorrow. Top of Mount Washington got to about 16 below, call that Arctic intrusion number 13 for the season last night. This morning up to 11 below, and tomorrow there's going to be another colder front coming down. There's a series of waves on Arctic boundary stalled in New England, and I don't think I'm going to spend a lot of time on what's going to happen over the next 48 hours. Why don't I just show you the map for today? There's a low pressure system north of New England, and fewer record colds, but still record cold in the south with that high pressure system over the southeastern United States. No melting of the ice storm. My wife said it looks like they just blew glass on all the trees. Those scenes are frightening because it just won't go away there in places like Mississippi, even Washington, D.C. T-Rex, where are you going? Where are you going? You know how deep that snow is, Rex? It's double overhead on you. Go ahead. Try and go that way. In the meantime, I'm going to go back down here and show you the map now for Friday morning, 48 hours from now. That low is gone, and now there's a high pressure system in central Canada, south central Canada, and that is the coldest one so far this season, and it's about a 1044 high, and that's going to be instrumental in fueling the north side of our developing ocean storm on Friday and Saturday. It's just a weak low pressure system in the Gulf of Mexico, but that's going to be, again, warmth and humidity coming out of the Bahamas and headed north along the coast, and we're going to have a major storm, at least over the ocean, probably heaviest, almost a guarantee for North Carolina with the storm on Saturday, and then coming into New England on Sunday. But how far inland? I think the models are going to adjust towards the west and the north. The Canadian had it first as a bomb cyclone near Block Island, and the Canadian now is the least bullish on a storm for us on Sunday. So there's Steve. Steve, you going to come out this way? Track a cat. It's head high on Steve. And I've been talking about the historic storms. Now, Blue Hill picked up close to 24 inches of snow. Wait, where did they go? Crossing paths. Blue Hill picked up close to 24 inches of snow, making this one of the deepest snowstorms on record. There's the records for January in the top 5. And the one 4 years ago today actually had more snow than this one. I kind of forgot about that one. He chased to Cape Cod too. And then the greatest snowstorm, if you look, mostly are in February, and greatest snows of all time, that one in February of 1969 was called the 100-hour storm, more than 34 inches of snow. So We're in rare territory, and this weekend it could be just a tiny nudge north and west of the current track to get Blue Hill into another 1 to 2 foot snowfall on Sunday. But for now, I'm just going to say Cape Cod, and for that, I'm not even going to go to the short range. I'll just show you the 10-day for Nashua, New Hampshire, as I let Steve in. The 14-day for Nashua, New Hampshire from weather.us. And you can see the Friday, the temperature really is the coldest probably we'll have of the entire winter, with sub-zero in the morning and only getting up to about 10 degrees in the afternoon. I don't think we're going to have a day colder than that again this year, because we're at the pinnacle of how cold it can get. I do remember that cold snap, what was it, about 3 years ago? First week of February, we got down to 10 below. It was only a 2-day winter that year, but this year, obviously, we're having a lot more than a 2-day winter. Rex, come on down. Nashua, New Hampshire. Sorry, Nashua, New Hampshire. It looks like we're not going to get to freezing. Last couple days ago, we showed it freezing on February 4th, but it no longer shows freezing on February 4th. And it does show on Sunday and Monday. It's got that wind sock there. So strong winds are coming in. High pressure to our west and north, and the storm going out to sea and out close to the coast. I'm going to go with I'm going to use the Northwest Atlantic. It's called the tropical sector. We use it more for tracking tropical storms, but it's helpful in winter storms, and run this Euro model. The Euro is the one we use most consistently, and it's been pretty good to us. And here it is. There's the low pressure going to our north. You can't really see it because of the sector, but there's going to be a new batch of cold Arctic air coming in tomorrow night, and there's a chance for snow showers or snow squalls just about anywhere. We had a snow shower last night here in Weymouth, and you can get any of those, but there's no organized storm, just getting a lot more cold and windy on Friday. And then there's a system coming off of North Carolina. Saturday morning, it's about 1,007 millibar low pressure system, and it's moving off of North Carolina. There's an upper level cutoff, almost polar vortex over just inland the mid-Atlantic states fueling this thing. And there's also some high pressure to our north, even though there's no blue H there. A high pressure is building in southeastern Canada. And there's the snow and the blue moving off of North Carolina, just clipping Washington, D.C. May miss you in Philadelphia, but I think this is going to adjust north and west, and then it does really nail Cape Cod. And we can stop it here now at about 10 a.m. on Sunday. Yeah, let's stop at 10 a.m. on Sunday. And there's not just one low pressure center. We're going to have waves on sort of a stationary warm front out over the ocean there. And each wave is going to be sub 975 millibars. It shows one low pressure system that says 967 millibars. So 1,007 to 967. That's a deepening of 40 millibars in 24 hours. And that is bombogenesis. All those black lines close to Cape Cod. Those are isobars, so it would have winds sustained close to 50 miles an hour. If this verifies, that would be over Cape Cod. Boston would be kind of on the edge with winds of like 30. Same thing with Providence, Hartford, Connecticut, probably just on the outskirt, and it may miss New York City to the east. But I think all this is going to adjust west and north because of what I talk about with the natural baroclinic zone being the Gulf Stream out there with the water temperature near 70 between Nantucket and Bermuda. And we have this Arctic plunge that's happening with high pressure in most of the eastern United States on the flank of that, including to its south, to its west, and to its north. So I think it's going to adjust toward the cold, and I think we're all going to be in it on Sunday. All being, well, I shouldn't say all. I would say from Bangor, Maine, to Manchester, New Hampshire, to Danbury and Wallingford. Killingsworth, that's the name of the town I was trying to think of. Scott, more than 10 inches for you, I think is going to happen. I think that whole thing is going to adjust west. And here's the wind forecast, and everything is in metric. Well, I guess knots are not metric. It could be meters per second, but 48 knots at Cape Cod National Seashore, and that's for Sunday evening. Sustained winds of 48 knots, and the darker red and the yellow offshore is greater than 50 knots, so battering seas. And there is a full moon. It's called the full snow moon on Sunday. Wow, forget about that. So tides will be running strong. And how much QPF? Now, because this is a tropical sector, that's what it's called on Pivotal Weather. They don't do snowfall in this sector, but I can do QPF, quantitative precipitation, and that's how much liquid equivalent, and 45 that's 45 millimeters, do the math, 1.7 inches of H2O liquid equivalent again, holding the cursor near the Cape Cod National Seashore. And so that would be 17 inches of snow. And yes, it would be dense snow because that's right next to the Atlantic Ocean. And the high pressure system is not far enough to the northeast. So it's going to be more of a wind from, well, actually, maybe it is. Correction. Maybe it will be a cold and dry storm. Maybe the wind is more from the north than the northeast on this one. And anyhow, that's a QPF of 1.7. And even Boston, that's a QPF of close to 1 inch of precipitation. So that could be 10 inches of snow in Boston. And again, this is the 6Z run of the Euro. It only goes out 144 hours. So I can't use it for the 10-day forecast, 10-day forecast being 240 hours. So we'll go back to the national view and we'll run this again, kind of not stopping it like we just did. But there's the low going to our north, and there's the wind picking up a little bit tomorrow, and especially tomorrow night and Friday morning, just frigid. Oh my goodness, so cold in New England. And there's the storm developing off to our south, and there it is with the isobars. Now, this is the 0Z run, and it's not quite as close to the coast as it was on the 6Z run, so it still shows the snow coming off North Carolina to Cape Cod, and then that's going to move out. It's still pretty darn cold here, and then not much going on there. Looks like a quiet Groundhog Day, and then Wednesday, watching the warmth try and come back at us in the western United States. There will have had been some snow Washington to Idaho, but another low looks like it wants to go off to our south. Not that cold, but a glancing blow possible of snow for us next to, say, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's always a Thursday front, it seems. And now we're going to stop it on Friday, February 6th, the anniversary of the blizzard of 1978. And there's no blizzard there, but there is a low pressure system off to the southeast of Nantucket. And then there's another low over Ontario. Get those two together, and then we're looking at another storm. But I think we would be due a break at that point. So I think that's just turning kind of seasonable, less Arctic. And we'll have had doubled the amount of snow on the ground on Cape Cod at that point, and we'll have doubled or tripled the amount of ice on our saltwater bays and certainly lakes and whatnot. Is that a breaker? Have we got people breaking ice to keep the ferries going? What's that? I don't know. Maybe it's a tug. But you can see in the channel there, something ran through the channel to try and keep the ice from closing in, but I don't know how we're going to keep the ice from closing in. We'll be monitoring that, and we had a tanker go by yesterday. That was kind of fun. And more yesterday. Oh, Ross Butt, I forgot to put you in there. Oh, darn, sorry. Psych. Our friends, Weir and Ross, and I think Sean and Josh up at Jay, all doing some skiing yesterday. Tuesdays are good if you can get them. Kind of cold. How about this Wednesday with the subsidence and beautiful blue sky, passive solar. I'm going to work some more on the front. I'm going to get my pavement down to dry pavement here, thanks to a lot of effort and shoveling so many times. So after skiing, we're going to be shoveling and getting the driveway back last evening, even as this is what it looked like after I was done. It started snowing again, just to tease me, but that only lasted 5 minutes. So yesterday's weather today, and more. And more, 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. Just finished taping, but I'm going to bring in this next batch of snow out of the bin. So I got about 10 inches in it a couple days ago, then another 5 yesterday, another 3 here. It matches up with about 18, and I've been melting it down. Yesterday's meltdown for 2-day total came out to 1.82. And so we had a 10-to-1 ratio overall in this storm for snow to liquid. And fingers are frozen.
Yeah.
10 a.m., a couple of tugs plying the water, kind of clearing the slush for the tanker. I don't have the ability to set it up outside right now, at least not safely in time. So we're going to time lapse from indoors. Interesting. That ferry get right on the heels of the tanker, on the heels of the barge. Ice might be a little bit thicker there where the channels meet, coming out of Braintree and Weymouth, also coming out of Hull and Hingham right there. A little thicker ice, quite manageable. Tanker making the turn. Hafnia Tiger on its way to its next port. Oh, there's something coming into Boston Harbor right there too. It's past 11. Clouds are returning. A couple of Maine Coons out on the breezeway, scoping it out. I've cleaned up most of the snow that blew inside. Steve, what do you think? Yeah, not in a hurry. We're Lundstedt representing at Cannon Mountain this morning.
All right, it's a classic bluebird powder pack powder
Who's your
day
videographer today?
here at Cannon. Woo! Oh, ho, ho, ho. Billy B.
Billy B. Roger that.
Yeah.
Looking good, Billy. That was some good air.
Nice, Billy.
Tuesdays are good if you can get them. Huh, Steve? Very dramatic sky today. It's going to be changing. And we're going to go out and do another round of shoveling. Maybe we'll be done shoveling today for a couple of days. I had cleared that out at the top yesterday. Day number 3 in a row. Shoveling snow.
Wow, look at the pow. Wow, nice. Woo! Yeah. Nice. Wow. So how was it, Ross's run?
Pretty sweet.
Think Weir would have enjoyed that?
I think so.
Yeah, too bad he wasn't here. What would you say, about 18 inches of pow?
Yeah, probably about that.
And look,
Bruce, thank you for coming. I didn't get to make another hole in the snowbank at the top yet. It's on my list of things to do. Editing, making the JP blog, and getting a break in the snowbank as it was pushed all back in last night. I've done it like 3 times so far. It is deep, and it's looking like Virga up there right now, trying to snow a little bit. The Arctic boundary stalled right over us. Even with the sun out. It's a snow day. Suddenly inundated with robins. Maybe there's some water dripping off the roof or something like that, and they're looking for a drink of water. It's fun. So yeah, robins staying around for the winter is not new. I used to think they took off for the winter, but look at that. What are they doing in there? You're not making babies yet, are you? A little early for that, isn't it? Very fun. Playing? Do birds play? Why not? I'm enjoying watching you. All right. I keep kicking that can down the road, getting out front. This is the way to watch the weather from indoors. I did clear your path, Steve, though. Steve has a very good knack for not looking at the camera, or looking exactly the opposite way of your camera. Watching the ice kind of float around and out a little bit with the lighter wind. It's not being pushed up against the shore, so it moves with the tide. And that ferry took some time to get across the thicker ice there between Hull, or the Hull gut. Steve knows it's about that time. We often go out together. Let's see if he goes out the door. I did your path over to the bird feeder. Go ahead, no strings attached for now. Take a left. It's getting dark. Still haven't got to the top of the driveway. I love this color though. We got Virga up in the sky, precipitation coming out of the sky but evaporating. We've got the ice kind of floating and moving around. Very little wind. Guess it's moving with the water. I think the tide's going out again now. Kind of all bottled up against the breakwater there over West Augusta. I think the air is going to come in from the west and northwest again later. And the moon should be up in the sky. There it is. It's called the snow moon. Let's go move some snow. And there goes Steve. He just jumped into the snow. Snow cat. So we finally got it overhead on Steve. Oh yes, and I had been mentioning that I thought the most recent storm this powerful was back in 2015, but I neglected to remember that back 4 years ago, on the 28th and 29th of January, so this is the 4-year anniversary of another blizzard that allegedly dropped more than 23 inches of snow in Boston, but it only melted down to 0.46. So I'm a skeptic on that one. I only had about 11 inches in my yard on that one. So that would be 4 years ago. Today, well, depends on which today. Yesterday's weather today. Oh, look at that hole. A critter built right there. So that's why Steve's always looking under here. Nice cat print. And let's see if I can do this without falling. Oh yes, and I melted down the liquid equivalent. I left the gauge inside the house, but the liquid equivalent on yesterday was another 0.06. So a much more fluffy snow yesterday. All right, Steve. It's that high and Steve. It's Steve high. And the snowbank out there is going to take me forever. I'll just give you one look at that. At least the before. Maybe the after also, but it's going to be dark at that point. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, he came out. He's going back in. I'm going out front. I'll show you the before and the after. Most of the snow's in the road. The snowbank. Look at this one. It's got varves. Caverns. It's like a glacier that's calving. I'm gonna calve it right there so we can get the vehicle out for the first time since Saturday. 20 minutes in. Sandy just got home. It's head high on Sandy. Look at her throw that snow. Man, you're in good shape. 5:41. How pretty is that? Ice forming on the Gulf of Weymouth. New layer of ice. And in a half hour, I've made some progress. I'm not putting it on the sidewalk technically. That's in the road. Got one little more patch to go. And that's in the road. And that's off the sidewalk. So I do intend to do our sidewalk at some point. A little at a time. But that could be futile. Some of the neighbors haven't even started on the end of their driveway. Oh yeah, for the record, I've never owned or even operated a snowblower. And I am a worm farmer, so I'm used to digging heavy stuff, so I'm not overexerting. I'm just trying to take it slow and steady. Almost there. 6 p.m. Tuesday, January 27th. 56 hours since it started snowing, 10 a.m. on Sunday. And I can make my way around the van now, and I think I can even get it out of the driveway if necessary. If I need to chase or pursue provisions. That was heavy duty, but I took my time. 3 days. I've done it a bunch of times. I cleared this out, but they kept plowing. It kept snowing. That's the sidewalk. I did not put it on the sidewalk. I put a third there, 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 and a third out there. Yeah. It took 6/3 to clean this up. And the van could get out, even though I can't really get in the van. I can go in the passenger side. Always good to leave something to do in the morning. And there's some black pavement down here, so a little sunshine, a little passive solar on our Wednesday should do the trick. And that's it for today. Wednesday's the day you make the call on the weekend. What is the call? To blizzard or not to blizzard? That is the question. Looks like someone's going around maybe offering the neighbors a little hand. That's what I like. Neighbors helping neighbors. I'll do it for $50, right? Is that the answer to the question? I don't know what's going on. Hello. All right, thanks for watching. Roofers. Roofers do everything. Talk to you tomorrow. Oh, here comes a brigade. Look at this brigade. We got a brigade. Hello. And an escort. The roofers. R&L Whitman. Like that logo. All right. I don't know why they didn't ask me if I wanted help. This must be the sales guy. Oh. All right. Interesting. Good. Glad to see that somebody's trying to help, even if it is for $1. This stuff isn't free. All right. There it is. The snow moon. Here's to it's not snowing for a few days, although in the mountains we want it to keep snowing. Say, how many in a row? New England snow? I don't know. Lost count. Talk to you tomorrow. Make the call on the weekend.